Hello everyone. This video comes with a warning and disclaimer. There are rather graphic images which some people might find shocking. This happened in South Africa. This is a powerful statement about cultural heritage and history. In many African cultures, traditional attire often included minimal clothing, which was practical and suited to the climate. Throughout history, certain African tribes have chosen to live in harmony with nature, adopting a lifestyle where clothing is seen as unnecessary barrier between themselves and the surroundings. They believe that their bodies are a canvas upon which the stories of their lives are painted, and that clothing would only obscure these narratives. One such tribe are the Himba people of Namibia, renowned for their vibrant red ochre and butter mixture that adorns their skin and hair. This adornment is not merely a cosmetic practice. It serves as a protective layer against the harsh sun and insects, while also symbolizing their cultural identity and connection to their ancestors. When European colonizers arrived, they imposed their own cultural norms and dress codes, often viewing indigenous practices through a lens of their own values and prejudices. By celebrating their culture in this way, the group at the Super-Spar might have been making a statement about reclaiming and honoring their heritage and challenging the historical narratives imposed by the colonizers. What happened in Super-Spar is a reminder of the importance of cultural pride and the right to celebrate one's history and traditions. Cultural expressions like this can be very impactful, highlighting the resilience and richness of indigenous cultures. Colonial history has had a profound and lasting impact on African cultures in several ways. For instance, European colonizers often imposed their own cultural norms, languages, and religions on African societies. This led to displacement of indigenous cultures and traditions. Many African languages, customs, and spiritual practices were suppressed or marginalized. Let us take at the economic exploitation which is still going on even today. Colonization was largely driven by economic motives. African resources, including minerals, agricultural products, and human labor, were exploited for the benefit of European economies. This exploitation disrupted traditional economies and led to long-term economic challenges. Even social structures were disrupted. Colonial rule often disrupted existing social structures and governance systems. Traditional leaders were replaced or co-opted by colonial administrators, leading to changes in social hierarchies and community dynamics. Remember the dictator Idi Amin of Uganda? Typically, this is one of the reasons he decided to ditch Indians. Indians were practically running the majority of institutions, and Ugandans were being made to follow. This system was introduced to Uganda by the colonizers. Ugandans were overlooked. Education and religion was introduced by the missionaries to many parts of Africa. We are talking Western education. While this led to increased literacy and new educational opportunities, it also contributed to erosion of indigenous knowledge systems and spiritual practices. Despite the oppressive nature of colonial rule, African societies demonstrated resilience and resistance. The legacy of colonialism continues today in Africa. Issues such as economic dependency, political instability, and social inequalities can often be traced back to the colonial period. Women did play a crucial and multifaceted roles in African resistance against colonial rule. For instance, women were often at the forefront of grassroots movements, organizing protests and demonstrations. And that is not all. Women did quite a lot of unifying duties that kept the community together. Please let us take a listen to the video. Some people may find the video probably overwhelming or shocking. I was shocked at first, but quickly realized that this is their culture.
This is the Super-Spar, in the island's shopping centre, one of the most popular tourist destinations, the Hartbeespoort Dam in South Africa. These are African goddesses revisiting the store after last week's confrontation with the Super-Spar manager who had asked him to stop shopping and leave the store, as he had felt that his white customers felt uncomfortable, otherwise he would call the police. The African goddess asked him, what does he see when looking at the underage kids, and he replied they are naked. We told him we are just enjoying our culture, and we asked him again when they invaded Africa didn't they find us wearing our traditional attires. He said yes. We then asked him to leave us alone. He followed us around and intimidating us to leave the shop and threatened to call the police if we did not leave. By setting up certain organizations to impose colonial acts and policies, colonization has destroyed cultures throughout the world, and now it is our duty to restore humanity, our customs, traditions, and dignified values. The Western culture sexualizes women. Men hide behind hate policies that target women's bodies, abuse, discriminate, and dehumanize our women. Google is an institution that encourages and produces abusive men towards women by constantly sexualizing and shaming women of their body, especially the exposure of the nipple. Google has an entitlement mentality driven by envy, to steal woman power and pride. A woman is not a sexual object, but a mother to all. Her body is nurturing us all. She is the Holy Spirit, a goddess.
Thank you, Madam Louis CHU. I'm from a marketing background and advertising, and I also do research on culture and language. So I was taken aback, let me say, very surprised. I don't want to say shocked. When you walked into Spa with these beautiful children, and I could see how people were reacting with shock. Nami, based on where I come from, I was quite moved. But I quickly realized that the issue is not these children. The problem is me, because I have my own interpretation about who they are. So without saying my view, I would like to know, who are you, where are these children from, what is the aim of this beautiful experience that I've seen today?
We are different organizations who are taking care of the children, and we are working with the TV Abantu, because that's the only organization that assisted us to help the children to understand where are they, who are they, where they come from, taking from what we have experienced in South Africa. Because the challenge that we have, our children are being exposed to things that is not helping them. Then we decided as mothers from different villages, so what we are doing here now, we have started by making them to have a confidence of what they are doing.
Well, what do you feel about people saying this is indecency, this is not right, this is nakedness? You know, people who criticize. I mean, I could see in the Spa there, people were shocked. Some people were walking out and saying, this is disgusting. Why do they do that? What is your view about it?
Let me make just a small example about us as Africans, especially Xhosa, Sotho, Tswana. We are not proud of our background. We are not proud of ourselves. We always adopt other people's religion, tribes, and culture. For example, even in our languages, if I'm a Xhosa, I don't like to speak Xhosa. If I call you, where is your nyoko? It's like I'm insulting you. You want me to say, oh, where is your mother? Then it sounds nicely. But if I'm speaking Xhosa, say, okay, mewa how? And you see, it starts from there. Even if you are invited in any occasion and they say, you wear your traditional way, I don't feel comfortable to wear Xhosa. I say, hi, abantu bazotini, ndihamba ngenyawo, and wearing like this and this. Hi, this thing are very heavy. But you enjoy to wear English wearing. You see, so that is the thing. And before, our fathers and our great-great-fathers were wearing like this. And why can't we keep what our fathers did? Because, and look at the life of our fathers. How was the life of our fathers? It was not short. They enjoy everything. So how about us? Look at our life. You see. So that's why we decided to bring back the dignity of our tribes and cultures. Yes.
Well, that's wonderful.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I agree totally. I mean, these are children. And children must be children. Anybody that sees them and views them as an object, a sexual object, it's their problem. The problem is not in the children. It is in the one who views them in that way. So I am very proud to have met you. And I can see there are about Botswana here. I'm a Botswana, so I see a lot of my culture in them. And I can see there are the Khoi and the San people here. So the mix is very, very beautiful. Please keep it up. Teach these children that they must be proud of who they are. Nobody must teach us to be who we are not. So keep up the good work, and I can see that you are very organized, but they are united in dignity, in doing the right thing, Thank you very much. I can't say more. I really appreciate it. Thank you for your time. Thank you.